Hello everybody, this is Clive5 and you are watching Most Embarrassing Replays. Thank you so much for joining me today on the show where you send me your embarrassing replays. I watch them, commentate them, and put them up online for everyone to see. And if you'd like to be on the show, please send your embarrassing replays to replays@poweroverwhelming.net and we'll get you on the show. Right now we're going to go ahead and get into the first match, so stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome to Most Embarrassing Replays. Ooh, that's a little leggy to start. Good way to start things out, and well, what do we have here? A matchup between Seaweed and Fusion. Master versus Apprentice. Fusion being the Master. Actually was in Masters for a while. I think he should still be in Masters, but he has a theory about, you know, all the school kiddies being able to, you know, be out during the summer and practice up on StarCraft. Now that the school year is back in session, I think Fusion will race his way back into Masters. So, man, it is kind of funny when you have nothing else to worry about except for, you know, what am I going to eat today? You can basically play StarCraft all you want. When you have a full-time job like Fusion and I do, you know, life becomes a little more complicated. Bump! Oh, that was cute. They gave like a little kiss. I gotta see that again. Back. Ready? And I'm even gonna go like this. Ready? And oh, that was beautiful. Oh, probe on probe love. So anyway, here we go. I wonder if probes are any gender at all. Am I gonna get some activist groups upset at me? Anyway, so Fusion has been giving Seaweed some lessons at StarCraft. That's sort of a pseudo plug for Fusion. If you're interested in taking some Protoss lessons from him, he's a very good player. Was in sort of middle level Masters for a while until, like I said, the school kiddies got to take the summer off and do nothing but play StarCraft and eat Pop-Tarts. So, definitely a good resource, definitely has some, well, it has worked wonders on Seaweed. I know that I've seen him improve greatly. Seaweed can now beat me, in fact, when before all he would do is, you know, 2v2 SCV rush people. And, you know, he seems to be taking Fusion's lesson to heart, taking this Xel'Naga Watchtower. He knows how important vision and, you know, map presence is, so definitely I like that I'm seeing him here, just taking up that Watchtower. Even though it's not the main, you know, avenue for troops to be traveling where the opponents are positioned right here, there still can be activity that happens along here as well, specifically if there's any Void Rays or warp prisms. There you go. That's the one I was looking for. So now we're going to see if Seaweed has improved enough to trump his Master. I know he's been practicing a lot, and Fusion has taught him well. He's been improving all the time, and oh, why don't you know it, he just popped up on Skype right now. Not sure if Fraps caught that or not, but he may be signing on to StarCraft any second too. We will see. Anyway, Fusion going for that Chrono Boost on the first Stalker, trying to get Warp Gate up, Warp Gate Tech up, that is. But I've seen Fusion do this. He really likes to sometimes Chrono Boost that first Stalker against a Protoss opponent, especially if his opponent is going Zealot first, which Fusion obviously sees that Seaweed is. If he can rush that Stalker into his opponent's base when Seaweed only has a single Stalker of his own, he's going to have a hard time fending this off, and Seaweed not producing a Stalker, that gateway is idle. He doesn't even have the minerals to do it. Instead, he's putting down a second gateway. He does not know the peril that he's in, because here comes Fusion's Stalker, and that Stalker will be able to micro endlessly against Seaweed's Zealots and probes there. So Seaweed might actually be in a bit of trouble here. Fusion continuing to produce Stalkers. Warp Tech not quite finished yet, but the rate at which Stalker... Oh, that's cute. That little force field there. It just does nothing, but that's fun. Anyway, so this Zealot is just going to get taken down here. probe already down, and it looks like, hey, Fusion might lose one of his stalkers, but there's a second one to follow it up, and more to follow soon enough. Fusion continuing to chrono boost those stalkers. Producing a couple stalkers of his own, chrono boosting one of them, but he's currently outnumbered. Now has a stalker and a sentry out, trying to keep that sentry protected. I like that. Just keep it slightly behind the stalker. No, keep it slightly behind the stalker. Keep it slightly behind the stalker. Well, good effort. Well, it seems as though Fusion is focusing on the strong stalker as opposed to the weak sentry, so I guess that makes sense. Couple more stalkers heading out, and Warp Gate Tech is finished. Fusion hasn't begun converting his units yet. You know, hey, he's supply blocked. How about that? Fusion, shame. Oh, able to power down one of these gateways. This next pylon's actually going to be able to power down yet another gateway of Seaweeds. Gateway, man, well, he's got to use up all these minerals. Look, he has like 600 in the bank. Fusion's got 700, 800 in the bank. And now everything of Seaweeds is off the line. Fusion just endlessly microing, destroying those probes right and left. There's nothing he can do because those probes just can't move fast enough to get a surround on those stalkers. Seaweed's down to just two units left. 3 stalkers, I take that back now, and man, basically all of his economy is wrecked, down to just 4 harvesters left, and this looks like it's going to be the final engagement here. Seaweed just has nothing left. And if that pylon goes down, Seaweed, I think Seaweed can continue to produce, I guess. Well, how about that? :9 says Seaweed. I think that's supposed to be a tongue face, but I don't know. I'm not down with the lingo. Seaweed ignoring what's going on in his base. Fusion actually moving, not attack moving, but running away that stalker. Almost got taken down. Not that he's in any sort of real peril at all. Just a couple units left from Seaweed, and it'll only be a matter of time. And why isn't Fusion? Why isn't Fusion attacking? Well, doesn't matter anymore, because now that is the end. There we go. Seaweed GG's. Thanks for sending in the replay. And so, no, the answer to the question is Fusion is still the master. Alright, stay tuned for part 2. Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of Most Embarrassing Replays. This is a matchup between Fusion, hey, once again, Fusion. This is like a Fusion Funstravaganza episode. So anyway, this is Fusion, the red Protoss in the bottom left-hand corner, versus DocSpec, the blue Zerg in the top right-hand corner. The map is Zelnaga Caverns. You know this map, you love this map, you request it all the time on Thursday Night King of the Hill nights, which is actually a clever little segue into my next little plug. If you are not coming to poweroverwhelming.net on Thursday nights, you definitely should be. We do the King of the Hills every Thursday night. It's open to Bronze 2 with Platinum level players. Of course, everyone is invited to come and watch. Fusion and I usually commentate, and it's a lot of fun. Definitely a good way to have some good old-fashioned casual StarCraft playing fun. So definitely check that out, 9:30 Central's poweroverwhelming.net. Did I mention how awesome the community is? Because I'm not sure that I did, and they definitely require a mention. It's just a lot of fun. I love those guys, so come check it out. Now this drone moving out back behind these bushes, I think that's probably just to dupe Fusion into thinking that he's not gonna expand first, because he definitely didn't have the minerals to plant down a hatchery at that point in time. But if DocSpec doesn't try to move out that drone, then Fusion won't come over here and try to do this, which he actually is ending up doing anyway, patrolling back and forth right where that hatchery needs to go down. Super annoying. Protoss, you guys are annoying, I'm sorry. Anyway, so it looks like DocSpec is going to put down that spawning pool anyway. Probably going to need another drone to try to fight this off. And Fusion doing nothing out of the ordinary, just putting down that gateway and probably Cybernetics core down here to block the ramp, as most Protoss players do. Now DocSpec has that 300 minerals. Gonna come in here and fire away at that probe, and can he get it down? No, he just does not get that hatchery down. Fusion being an annoying little Protoss bitch. So in response, it looks like DocSpec is putting down that extractor, and that's actually probably a good thing to do. Oh, Fusion canceled that pylon. That's interesting. So now DocSpec has a second chance to put down the hatchery, and he gets it down. Fusion looks like he ignored that probe, and that allowed DocSpec to get the hatchery down at his natural. So that's kind of frustrating, I guess, for Fusion. Definitely had to delay that hatchery for as long as possible. Fusion, wow, already doing pretty well on harvester count. He's ahead by 4 harvesters. I know he really likes to pump harvesters in his natural so that when he puts down his, sorry, not in his natural, but in his main, so when he puts down his natural, he can get to nearly full production almost right away. Fusion leaving this probe in the back. I honestly don't see him putting down pylons back here as frequently as I see other Protoss players do. That probe is going to get quite the rectal exam. And by the way, this episode is brought to you by Twizzler's super long nibs. These things are freaking amazing. You know the nibs, they come in the little pouch. And there's like 20 or 30 of them in a pouch. And they're gone before you know it. Well, no more, my friends, because Twizzlers now makes super long nibs. And they're the fake cherry flavor instead of the fake strawberry flavor, which is amazing. I love the fake cherry flavor as compared to the fake strawberry flavor. So I'm super happy to see that super long nibs are in existence. Anyway, Roach Warren going down, Zergling speed also going down. And you can actually sustain a Roach build off of a single gas for quite some time. Of course, he's going to pump up that production somehow. He's going to need a second gas pretty soon, I'm going to guess. Fusion going pretty sentry heavy, looks like. Wow, really sentry heavy. And I mean, this is the map to do it. This map has such a difficult natural to defend, because look at it, you have like 1, 2, 3, 4 potential entrances. That's like 180 degrees of exposure to this natural expansion. So super difficult to maintain. Also, with those sentries, you can, force off some of those potential entrances, making it just a little bit easier. And especially Zerg players, I mean, they like to do those dual prong attack things super annoyingly. And also, nice little artificial wall here just so that no Zerg units can get a run by. I know it's very easy, especially when Protoss players bring their full armies out here, and it just takes a few Zerglings to scoot by and around and up the ramp, or Hellions, or whatever else for that matter, just to make things super annoying. So, well, hey, check that out. Perfect number of probes on those minerals. At any given time, you want to have exactly two rows of probes. Man, sorry, these hits are so good. Anyway, you want to have 2 rows of probes mining, and that's like perfect saturation. You want 2 probes per mineral patch, and there are 8 patches. So that's the perfect number. Some of those are mining gas. Yay! Weak commentary. What can I say? The reason it's weak is because I've actually had to commentate this like 4 times. I think it's because I have left my mic off a couple times. Well, I left my mic off once. Windows forgot that I had a mic once. and then just through a number of different errors. I hate multiple commentaries on the same replay, but I've had to do it for this one, just so I can get this episode finished. Ooh, nice little burrow there, just to obfuscate the size of his army. I like that. I also really like the hallucinate. I definitely think I need to see more hallucinate from Protoss players. The research is short, pretty inexpensive, and you almost always have extra sentry energy to make a Phoenix to scout. So that makes it a lot, extremely, resource efficient to scout. You don't have to purchase observers. You still have to purchase observers, but excuse me again. Wow, weak replay, I'm telling you. But I'm not starting this one over. This is the last time, I promise, that I'm starting this commentary. I'm pretty sick of this replay, but it's an exciting game, so I will get excited when it's time to get excited, I promise. Anyway, also I want to see hallucinate used more offensively to create, false units that your opponent fires away at. I think that's an extremely creative use, especially hallucinating tech routes that you're not actually going to force your opponent to respawn. Now it looks like DocSpec is going to move in with these roaches now, and I did see that they have burrow move tunneling claws, that's the one. And wow, nice force fields from Fusion, but with that burrow, DocSpec is just able to move out from underneath the force field, and it looks like actually the force field serving to block Fusion a little bit in his chasing after DocSpec. DocSpec going for a third. Both players have broken down these rocks, by the way, and in preparation for taking a third, but it looks like DocSpec trying to stay ahead of the game. Hey, Void Ray! Stargate is something else that I'd like to see a lot more from Protoss players. I think air is, Protoss air is definitely underused. Not only are those Void Rays super strong when they get charged up, they make really nice harass units just to kind of go in the back of someone's base, more often when you're, attacking somewhere else. Ooh, by the way, here comes an engagement. Roach is coming in from two angles. Fusion only paying attention on the ramp. It does look like he's doing okay to outnumber DocSpec, even though his troops are kind of split. Nope, now DocSpec is going to have to back off here because he is outnumbered easily. Not actually going to continue this engagement and get totally destroyed. So, interesting. Anyway, yeah, I want to see Protoss air use a whole lot more. I like seeing it when you engage with an army, say in the front, and then bring Void Rays in the back. Or, in the reverse order, bring Void Rays in the back, draw the army back into the base, and then engage in the front. That's something I like to see as well. So, Fusion looks like he might be out of position here for this incoming Roach army. Moving in via that third, they're going to be able to see that there's nothing there yet, though Fusion looked like he was planning on putting something down, and Probe incinerated, or, well, acidified, I guess would be the correct term. Now Fusion's drawing back these troops to try to counter this Roach army, and ooh, when Roaches are destroying Immortals, you know you're doing something wrong. Anyway, whoops. Gonna lose those Roaches. So yeah, Roaches with the tunneling claws are great until the Protoss has that observer there. Then the Roaches will continue to get fired away at. Still, it's better to be able to try to avoid some of those force fields than get completely, utterly obliterated. But yeah, I guess it's just with that observer, it's difficult to stay effective in using those tunneling claws, I think. Anyway, now Fusion finally getting that third, well, warping in that third, I should say. It's not up and running yet. And DocSpec looking to move in again. Fusion's troops just sitting here on the ramp. Nice little middle ground between the third base and protecting his natural. Roach is going to move in, and they're going to be quickly, well, I guess those force fields again not doing a whole lot of good on the Roaches themselves. Trying to pull back, and well, now once again Fusion getting kind of blocked out by his own force fields. That's kind of funny. Doxbeck able to run away here after, of course, losing quite a few roaches, though. So Doxbeck continuing to lose roaches. Army size-wise, Fusion ahead substantially at this point in time. About even on Econ, though Doxbeck has that third that he can start mining from, not quite saturated there. Fusion might be able to take out this gas, which is just something that's annoying. It's not like, oh man, it's not something that's like life or death-ish, but still just an annoyance. Roach is going to come in here while Fusion is again sitting at the Zelnog watchtower, so it looks like he's going to have to draw back. Or, yeah, okay, draw back, warping in some Zealots. I don't think those Zealots are going to last very long. Zealots versus Roaches, you know how that story goes. And just not quite able to take down that Forge before the research finishes. And just pulling back before Fusion comes into play. But then look at this, Roaches coming into the third base of Fusion. Those cannons not doing so great. Cannons, well, first of all, cannons aren't the best against roaches, and second of all, roaches are pretty strong against buildings, actually. So, nice little bobbing in back and forth from Doxbeck, just keeping Fusion's army just not in the right place at the right time. Once again, moving in, there are some Zealots here, but now, wow, a huge roach army moving into Fusion's third. Fusion just sitting back here and not responding yet. And Doxbeck moving in, easily taking down those cannons. Might actually have a shot at the Nexus. Depends on whether or not he actually focuses it. Now Fusion coming in. And yes, Doxbeck is going to focus down that that Nexus, and it looks like it is going to go down. Doxbeck may lose a few of these roaches too. Yeah, going to lose a few, but many of them do get away. In the same time, wow, Doxbeck, I can't even keep my eyes on everything that's going on because he just keeps bobbing in and out with these roaches. I'm not sure. Ooh, burrowed. And there's no observer around. Observers are in the back. So these roaches are able, I don't know if Fusion thinks he killed them or not. I think he's afraid that they're going to be at the minerals, but no, they're up here. And, ooh, focusing on that Templar Archives. If the Templar Archives goes down before that Storm Research finishes, then Fusion could be in quite a bit of trouble. That Storm Research is absolutely critical, but no, the roaches are burrowing once again. I think they could have taken that, and the roaches are going to die, it looks like, because Fusion obviously can see what's going on here. Gold expansion going down for Doxbeck, and then once again, moving in with a large army into Fusion's third. This Nexus hopefully will get canceled because it's going to go down either way. Fusion's going to take a long time for him to respond, and is the Nexus going to finish? Fusion, please cancel this Nexus. Please cancel this Nexus. Fusion, please cancel this Nexus. No, the Nexus finishes. Now the Roach is going to focus it, and it is easily going to go down once again. Fusion losing so much. Man, he really needs a third. This main is nearly completely mined out. He was distance mining from that natural for quite some time. His natural's looking thin. Sorry, distance mining a third. His natural's looking thin, so once again, putting down that third Nexus. More roaches coming in from the top, from the east, west, north, south, I don't know. Probably not going to be able to take down this Nexus, just not enough of them at this point in time, but wow, Doxbeck has just been doing a great job of moving in and out, just being a complete annoyance. And wow, he is roaring away at 4 bases here. Look at that, 74 harvesters versus Fusion's 34 harvesters, so Fusion just so far behind in production. But again, look at the army size. Fusion totally outnumbers. I guess that's it's not the size that counts, it's how you use it. And once again, we're seeing Doxbeck moving in with a small army over here and a large army over here. Cannon's going to get taken down again. This Nexus looks like it might complete. I don't think it's going to get taken down this time just because the Roach army is not very large. Trying to focus it, but again, I don't think it's going to go down. Nice storm on those roaches, and easily these roaches are cleaned up this time. So now finally Fusion has that third down, has a nice large army. It looks, well, this would be a good time for him to engage. Finally has a chance to maybe push out this time. That's a lot of freaking infestors. That's scary. That's a scary number of infestors for any matchup. Oh man. And Broodlords coming out too. Fusion looks like he's gonna go on the offensive here, attack near that third base, and see what these infestors can do. He has to be careful because, oh, feedback just totally one-shots the infestors, and oh no, losing all those infestors with just some simple feedback. And look how little energy that uses. So many of these these Templar are just doing fine energy-wise, and you can see nice storms coming out here. Fusion not really paying attention to the units that he needs to. He needs to desperately focus down these Broodlords instead of these Stalkers, paying attention to the Broodlings instead. Take out. They're on such low health. Doxbeck following this up with another nice-sized Roach army. Fusion might actually get beat up here. And you know, it's actually his Void Rays that are kind of the hero units right now because they've been relatively unopposed. There were a few Corruptors up there. Those got taken out pretty early, and now Fusion's Void Rays are going to be able to basically clean up everything that Doxbeck has here. Sure, Fusion is going to lose most of these Stalkers, but still. Yikes, Doxbeck needs air. You know, I think he should actually go Hydralisk right now, because Fusion hasn't done a whole lot outside of Gateway units. And sure, he has some Storm out, but it takes some perfectly placed Storm in order to do well against a large batch of Hydralisks. Wow, but just look again, still, Fusion's army size desperately outnumbering, greatly outnumbering Doxbeck's. Still, Doxbeck has managed to stay ahead on Econ, ahead in Harvesters, ahead on everything. Fusion finally starting to mine again from this third base, trying to cause whatever damage he can, keep Doxbeck off balance, but Doxbeck replenishing those troops once again. Has to remember to keep enough of these Corruptors as Corruptors just to fight off these Void Rays. I'm not sure if Fusion is continuing to produce. Yeah, he is continuing to produce Void Rays, which is probably a good idea, I guess, just because they are unopposed at this point in time. He does need to be aware that there's going to be a response this time from Doxbeck. Looks like Fusion is going to plant down a gold expansion of his own. And boy, now we're in a period of inactivity. So Fusion should actually probably take this opportunity to go full on the attack. Looks like Doxbeck's starting to actually get caught up. And it does look like he's going to move in on Doxbeck's third. This could be big trouble for Doxbeck too, because he's running super low on minerals, nothing left here basically. This is Doxbeck's remaining mining base, and it is going to get taken down. Doxbeck going for the Retribution, going to take down Fusion's third, and same story, Fusion completely mined out here. No Nexus finished yet here in the gold, and this Nexus probably going to go down at Fusion's third. And wow, just all those probes getting taken and cleaned up by the Zerglings too, so Fusion in a lot of trouble. Harvesters way down. And so this is basically almost base trade situation here. Fusion's, well, relatively large. Well, they're evenly sized now. So it's going to come down to usage, I guess. Fusion has to be careful not to lose these Void Rays. It's super serious right now, guys. So Fusion looks like he might be able to clean up the natural as well. But here comes Doxbeck's army. Ooh, it is large and in charge, and Fusion is not going to get away with this attack because the Corruptors are there, easily able to take down that Void Ray. Now all Fusion has left, excuse me, a couple Stalkers. And Doxbeck is back on the offensive, even though he has literally no income left here. Forced to remote mine from wherever he can. It's going to be from that gold location. Fusion going to do the same mining from that gold, and whoop, gotta run because here come the Roaches. Man, and there's just not enough income to produce, I think, for Fusion in order to take out this army. just a few. Oh, Dark Templar. Hey, hey, one of Fusion's favorites. So they might survive for a while, but it's only a matter of time before some Overseers come in. And, well, you know, actually doing pretty well. Not sure if Fusion can actually take this game, though. Which is burrowing to avoid the Dark Templar. Does Fusion have any observers left? I'm not sure. No, it doesn't look like he has any observers left. And he ends up GG-WPing, and yeah, I'm guessing that that would not have worked out in his favor. Might have been able to come back, I guess. Both players distance mining. I don't know. It was a close match. A really exciting match, but yeah, Doc Spec had some Overseers coming out, and Fusion's Dark Templar would not have lasted long. Fusion unable to get any gas either, so yeah, that's pretty much a lost cause for him. Anyway, thanks to Fusion for sending me that replay. Let's hope the volume worked this time, right guys? Alright, thanks for joining me. Like I've said, the remaining episodes of Most Embarrassing Replays are going to pop up on my YouTube very shortly, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining me.